What's up, ladies and gentlemen, Aoshi here, and today's video is actually a little GBO2 related, although I would say for me, I don't really delve too much into theorycraft, and I would be stretching it pretty far to say that I know quite a bit regarding the mobile suit lore things, because I don't. But that's what the internet is for. But more importantly, though, I wanted to do this as a discussion with you guys, because I know some of you guys follow this more closely than I do, and I know there's some suits that are still on the list that have yet to be thrown into the game, and this has certainly changed the landscape with the introduction of 5-star mobile suits with our 6th year anniversary for Gundam Battle Operation 2. To say the very least, it is a dawn of a new era for the game, for Gundam Battle Operation 2 in particular, because our first 5-star suits to essentially kick off the battlefield, essentially, in the literal sense and many shapes and forms, has been the two 700 cost suits of their time, the Zai Gundam and the Penelope, both from the early UC 100s. Now, of course, there are some things that we'll try to keep to without tangenting too far, because from now, where we're at in GBO2 to, I would say, prior to hitting mid UC 100, at least from what I was delving into and unfortunately tangenting in my browsing, it's a lot, to say the least. It's a lot. So what I'll try to do is try to stick to closer to 5-star suits or potential 5-star suits, although we might have some 4s and 3s mixed in there as well. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And first off, everybody knows that I'm a big Advance of Zeta fan. I wouldn't say big necessarily, I just love my Hazels, but we still got quite a ways to go through that as well, as the developers for Gundam Battle Operation 2 have been pulling from, well, Purgus, a bunch of other mangas, reboots, you name it. Anyways, AOZ, for the most part, we still have the Hazel Ra and the Hazel Ra Full Armored, which essentially they are both the same suit according to the Wikipedia. They're just a Hazel custom with the Asola unit, I believe, based on illustrations that I've seen. And regardless of which, it does have a sort of add-on package similar to what was inspired by the Core Fighter based on the description, so it does enhance a little bit of mobility. We kind of see that with the Asola unit, so I would almost say this might be a 3-star particularly, but some of you might jump into saying it might be a 4, because when you do consider the second form of that, it is a more advanced version of the Hazel Thay, except this one actually has the Huru units, 2 of them actually attached to it, and these are the second iteration, which we do see with the last TR5 unit that just came out at 650, I believe, which is pretty nuts already. And that's a melee suit, so it's this one for sure. I think for Hazel Ra, the second form, we're looking at about 650 cost. Minimum, probably a 3-star. It'd be a stretch to kind of put it in 4-star category, but I have to kind of go down this list because we do still have that Hazel Thay Ra 2. And that too kind of falls into that category. It's really hard to say because it's a bit of a stretch without knowing what they want to do with that cost range. We do have a crap ton of options and spiciness in 650, and adding a couple 4-stars might just it might upset that balance, whatever balance we do have. But I can say the one suit that's probably the easiest one to pick out as a debatable minimum 4-star, maybe debatable 5 if you want to push the envelope a bit, is the Hazel Thay 2 Raw. I believe this is probably going to be a 700 cost unit. This is the TR6 version, not to be confused with all the other TR units and wordplay designations that you might see with AOZ and its reboots. This is specifically the TR6 version, the finalized version with, you know, the 2 long blades, just a light show of things, and it's a pretty badass suit in G Generation Genesis, so I can easily say easy 700. Minimum probably a 4-star with the amount of shenanigans this thing's gonna have, plus it's supposed to be a tall, wide unit. It does seem like it might be agile as well based on the fluff text, but yeah, it might be a stretch to put it in that 5-star category, but I could definitely say I would, if it were me, I would definitely consider it in that conversation for sure. Of course, jumping down the UC timeline, we have the turn of the century, the redesignation of suits. Of course, going down the line, I know a lot of people have mentioned F90. So there are 3 units according to not only games, but other media like the mangas and stuff. So there's 3 units of the F90. I would definitely count them at 4-star as well, minimally. Hard to say that they might be 5, but you never know. I haven't seen them, and I say them, I say the devs. I have not imagined them throwing a curveball like that with something like this, especially with a miniaturized mobile suit, but hey, you never know. But yeah, easily I picture this being in that 650 category. At the same time, yeah, I'd be not surprised if it was 700 too. So it's definitely within that threshold. But you know, with game design and actual lore, that's a tough balance to juggle. Anyways, jumping down to, I think that I put notes down here. The UC-112, we have the introduction of the F-70 Cannon Gundam. Now this is supposed to be a prototype version of I think it's an add-on package of the F90. I forgot the actual specific lore, but this is definitely in that 650 range. I don't think that's actually going to be a 4-star actually, so I gotta scratch that off my list. Jumping down the line as well. Technically, the RX-F91 might be a potential 3 or 4-star as well, and that's a little after, I want to say before, a little after Hathaway's Flash, but before F91, so kind of in that weird sweet spot. By that time we'll have like the Heavy Gen and some of the other 3-star equivalents in there, like possibly the Lear Doga and the Drag. One of the Drag variants that I saw was pretty cool. That might be an easy 3-4-star for sure. Which is supposed to be a variant of it was supposed to be a rival to the F90, and not necessarily a variant of the F90, but a rival to that. And that's the Unit 1 that I've seen looks pretty badass. It actually reminds me of the ZI Gundam a little bit. I know some entries say it's kind of loosely modeled after the Penelope. I'm like, I don't know, it looks more like the ZI with like the sweep shoulders and like the bug head antennas too. But hey, that'd be cool. I know somebody might like it in there. But definitely the RX-F91 Silhouette Gundam. Probably easily 650 minimum. Minimum 3-star, potentially 4-star, depending on what they do with the F90. Party Gun as well, kind of in that sort of 3-star category. Oldsmobile stuff, I would say easily 3-star for most of the remakes. Although, like, since they're based off of the Gira Doga technology, I would say to kind of simplify things, because I am interested in seeing that, you're probably looking minimum 600 cost for a lot of their suits. Some of the higher spec definitely pushing the 650s. One of the ones that I saw, probably the converted over Unit 2 F90. It's probably going to be at least 650, potentially 700. And then jumping into the title suit F91, 700 minimum. Definitely a 5-star suit. It's a pivotal suit of a specific franchise as well. Without a doubt, just because miniaturized mobile suits, Minovsky particles up the wazoo with its maneuverability. Makes sense, as well as 2 of the Crossbone Vanguard suits that are essentially based off of that, because I know there's some lore that I looked up in the theft of the F90 data. Yeah, they're all based off of the MSV-R variants, so that's why we have the Viga, Soraya, and the Gina version, which you see in the movie. Those are all based off of the F90 VSBR kit. So those specific Crossbone Vanguard, the XM07 variants, easily 650, potentially 700, depending on, you know, how they want to scale the performance based on, you know, manga and lore and all that fun jazz. Easily, yeah, 700, minimum 4-star, probably, maybe 5. But yeah, I didn't want to drag this on too long just because, like, I can look this up just to kind of get some general idea, but to conclude this all, it's really down to what they want to do. Power level wise, if anything, it would not surprise me if they, not that I'm saying this is going to happen anytime soon, but if they decide they want to stretch the power levels up to, like, say 750 with the introduction of 5 stars suits coming into play, I would not be surprised at all that they up the power level that way. We've been at 700 for the last probably couple of years at least now. Yeah, I would definitely not be surprised, and if we do get 750, I would not be surprised. As a theory, not being a conspiracy theorist, but it would not surprise me to see F91 leading the charge at 750. So, anyways, that's been my brief overview with what this 5-star shenanigans has brought us through the 60th-year anniversary of Gundam Battle Operation 2. Like I said, this is not meant to be flexing my lore and knowledge of stuff. If anything, I just wanted to start the discussion because, well, it's definitely shaken a lot of things. We are in a spot to where, basically from what we've seen from the devs of Gundam Battle Operation 2, BB Studios, anything is to chance, anything is basically possible, and, well, it's time to hold on to those seatbelts, because we're in for a ride for sure. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think, what your particular opinions are on this, and let's have that conversation in the comments, because this is gonna be pretty funny to look down the line once all of these things drop, and we look back and, yeah, it's just gonna be surprising. So that's it for now. I will catch you guys all on the next video. Take care.